All right, as you can see from behind me, I have a tire machine. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
TLT Garage USA. TLT Garage USA. Direction. Tire burning. TLT Garage USA. TLT Garage USA. USA, USA.
Next, so I got a tire machine and a balancer. So I'm gonna kind of go over basically how they work. I'm just learning how to use them. I'm far from an expert, but I figured I can show you what I can show you, and maybe some of the people watching my stuff haven't seen them, or maybe there's some little thing that I'll show that they didn't show that will help the next guy who wants to buy these. So let's say what they are. They're this company called Katool. I don't know, Katool? I don't know. They were the second set I ordered. The first set never showed up. Now, they're all made out of China. The first set was coming directly from China. Like, it was taking a month to get here. This company has warehouses throughout the United States, so they were a little bit faster. They were a little bit slower still because they were a little slower than they were supposed to be, but because they were having trouble with getting anybody to pick them up. I think it was right around the holidays, so that was probably a piece of the puzzle what happened. But anyhow, so I've already done a few. These were $1,350 off of eBay. So, and shipped right to my house. They had right to the shop. They had they put them in a box truck and with a lift gate, and so that was really cool. A lot of the other tire machines you see, they'll say you have to have them delivered to somewhere with a loading dock, or you have to have the ability to unload the truck. This company's set it up to where they just deliver at your house, so that was really cool. I had some forks that I bought that go on the bucket of a little Kubota I have, and I was going to try to use those if I had to. And the balancer, I know it could take out. The tire machine, it might have been a challenge. I might have been able to tilt back and then back up and then set it down. It's kind of flimsy because the bucket's not really designed for that pinpoint type strength. You know, it's designed for a big load amongst the whole thing. Anyhow, I'm going on. I'm babbling. So anyhow, so I've got these two tires, wheels and tires, off of the Ranger. Now I bought, these are some, if I can spin around, these are some Krager wheels that I bought with these tires, and these tires are some Mastercrafts, Avengers, GTs, which I really like them because they're white letter tire. I like white letter tire. I'm old school. I like that, but they are weathered and cracked and just they're rollers. They're not drivers. So I've already done the first two. So the back tires, they have these wheel weights, the stick-on ones. The front ones, they actually had the hammer-on ones, because these are steel wheels. So you can use either one, but I'm going to use the hammer-on weights for these wheels, kind of a little old school. And so, but I got to take these off. So I just use this little, oh gosh, can't think of what the thing's called. I don't know, my brain, it's morning, it's early, right? It's early. You guys all know what it's called. It's not a wedge, not a chisel. It's a chisel, there we go. It's a woodworking chisel is really what it is, but I use it a lot for doing automotive stuff because they're really sharp and they're strong, as long as you're not chiseling directly down on stuff. So there, that's gone. So now what I gotta do first is, other than that, is you gotta let the air out of them. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Let's try this over here. Let's set you down for a second. So I bought this little tool kit. Comes with these little guys. So you take the valve stem out. Okay. Gotta get all the air out of it, obviously. Okay. So then, next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wheel it over here, and this is the bead breaker. I've got these little pad down here to soak up the soap because it kind of spills. So this is a bead breaker. So I'm going to put the tire in here, and then I step on this paddle here, and it runs that guy in, and it'll break the bead. So it doesn't power out, but it powers in. All right, so we wheel the tire over. There is a little pad right here that they put the rim up against. You can't really see, so I'm about to lift the camera up. So I haven't done a tire this big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this in, and I'm gonna try to put it right outside that lip. Now I've had a little bit of trouble with some of these tires, the bead not actually popping off. It just kind of folds the tire in. I don't think it's really hurting the tire. These tires, I don't care if it's the tires because they're trash tires, but the good tires I'm going to put on here, I don't want them to damage. So anyways, I've got it set there. So what I'll try to show you here, and then I'll do it. If I can't do it without this, then I'll show you the result. Anyways, here we go. I'm gonna kick it in. Look at that. That works slick. I was all talking about not wanting to work. So then push it out of the way, and then we spin the tire, pull this out, and I found I really only have to, some of them, you break the bead on one side and it pushes the whole tire in. This one here, looks like if I do it twice, that'll be good enough. Sorry for the drunken cameraman here. So here we go. There we go, and that bead's broke. And that's good because that's the back side. I generally have trouble with the back side. So my big air compressor's running. So this uses a lot of air. So I'm going to spin it around. All right, I got her spun. There it goes, pops it all off. And so it looks like it came off all the way around really good. Yeah, I think that's probably, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it over here just to make sure it's off the bead, because I fought with these things on the machine thinking it was off, and it wasn't all the way off. So let me spin this guy around. Kind of heavy, it's hard to do this one-handed. All right, that's good enough there. Bring this in here. There we go, now we know it's off. So let's get it set up on top of the tire machine here. So there's two different ways to grab the wheel. You can either put the wheel on top, open it up, and then these little teeth here on all four corners will grab the inside of the rim. Now I don't think on aluminum wheels they recommend you doing it that way. However, I did it on this aluminum wheel down here, and it made, I don't know if you can even see, it made a little, let me see if I can get you in there. Yeah, you can just barely see those two little dents there. And that's, You know, on an expensive wheel, yeah, you don't want to do that. But these wheels are leftover Volkswagen wheels that I'm going to put some snow tires on for my daughter's car. So with these, you said you could either do the outside or the inside. You can see it's got that little thing. Well, if the bead pops like that, it's pretty easy. With that low profile tire, it didn't pop very easy. I was struggling to get it on and trying to learn these controls. The controls are a little bit, I wish it was like an in and an out type control. It would be a lot simpler and a lot easier, but it's kind of like a in and out all in one. So you step on it and they go out, and then you step on it again and they go in. If you step on it, you hold it, they'll stop. And you can push down a little bit and they'll stop, but now they won't go back in. They got to come all the way back out, and then they'll start going back in. So that's why I don't know if it's supposed to work like that, but that's the way they work. So now I got to step on it, see? So what I got to do is let them come all the way out and step on them. The trick to using it is just put your foot on it and holding it. That's my, don't push down till it locks if you want to bring it in slow. Whoop, dang it, now I got to let them come all the way back out. But they're in far enough, I think, that wheel will go on there. So let me get you set up on the big tripod, and we'll see if we can get this tire off. All right, so I got it set up on there. So I'm just going to grab the inside of the rim, just push it down. All right, it's got a hold of it. So then you got your duckbill here. It's spring loaded, obviously. See that? And so you bring it down. I'm not an expert at all. This is just me learning how to do it and showing you that I'm learning. So anyways, so you take it down. You want to get it close to the rim. You can adjust this guy in so you can bring it in. So now it's touching the rim. So what I'm going to do, you can see this. Yeah, you can see this up here. I'm going to turn it till it just comes off of the rim. About 1/8 of an inch is what I'm doing. And then I can lock it in. Then I'm going to soap it up. Soap just helps it slide over the duckbill. Liberal amount. I don't know how much I actually need. Whoop, drop the thing. Take my little bar that was provided with it, so that's nice. I think I need to buy another one doing the other tires. So there's a little arm on the duckbill here. I think I'll show you real quick. So there's a little arm on the duckbill right here. So I'm going to put the bar in the lip, and when I pry, I'm prying up over that duckbill. So that's the goal, is to get this tire over the tire lip over this guy right here. Let's put your back over here. It's hard to do this and hold the camera at one. It's hard to do it with both hands anyways. It's not super bad, but I don't got this. So there, I got it down in there enough that I'm hooking the lip. And I just pry it over like that. There we go. And then I step down and it comes right off. You can pull that out. It should pop off. There it goes. It's off. So I'm pretty decent at the top. I'm not as good at the bottom. So it's just learning how to hold it. So I got to lift it up. So what I do is there I could see the bottom lip. I'll put it down. Sometimes I have to put my hand under there so I can find it. But I've gotten that lip, so then I'll lift it up, kind of bring it up. And you just do the same thing. You just pop it over it. Just pop it over it and then step on it. See, there it doesn't want to go, so I'll just kind of help it around. Help it around. And it's off. So I push my duckbill out of the way. Tire goes with it, and there goes the tire. Now I'm not gonna change. I don't want to change anything on this guy right here, because then I could just bring that duckbill back. So it's got a little rust around this rim, so I'm going to clean that up a little bit. I just got a little bit of sandpaper here. It's only, well, see a wheel, you know, you can get a little rust. Aluminum wheels, obviously, you're not going to get rust. This one was holding air. All right, we'll call that good. I'll just clean her up a little bit here. I only need to clean the inside, but I want to clean the inside. All right, so I bought some other wheels and tires that have some good tires, the right size or better size or whatever you want, because they're not stock, they're bigger than stock. Stock tires are like 14s and like 185, I don't know, they're teeny tiny little things. So I want a little bit bigger tires. These Avenger tires are probably a little bit bigger than they need to be, but so what I got, I know you can't see it, I mean you can see the tire, but this is it's a Toyo Extenza AS 2, which I don't know what that means. Anyhow, so the tire is a 215/75/15, which I think there are some of the trucks that was the tire size. So what I want to do is I'm gonna grease up both lips. So and the first one I did, I was able to push the back bead on. And then I had to use a tire machine to put the top bead on, the front bead on, I guess you want to call it. But the second one I did, I had to use the machine to do both. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm going to lube up both lips. And I'm gonna repeat it as many times, not many times as I can, but often, that I'm not an expert. I'm learning how to do all this stuff. If you do any of this stuff at home, it's all at your own risk, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna adjust this up just a teeny bit. There we go. Not that it's a big deal. It's cutting off my head, but it's cutting off my head. All right, so let's see if I can. Yeah, see, she shoved it on. All right, so the trick to this one is you want it, so I push this down, bring the bill back in. I want it over the back of the duck bill and under the front, if best as I can. You just got to kind of work it. Got to get it till it grabs. Okay, it's not grabbing. There we go. Let's try that. Nope, that didn't work. I've done it twice, so maybe you're watching. I probably need to do is I need to get my bar in here. You can get tools that I ordered a tool that I could put in here and pop it down. So I probably need to do is get my bar in here like this. Yeah, see? So now I got it started. So I think I'm okay now. So the key now is you don't want it to pop up into this lip. You want to keep it down so you're not overstretching this back here. So you can see here it's on top and it's going underneath. So this head is doing its job. Also, don't put your fingers in here. Keep your knuckles down because this thing could pop up and that will be not a good day. So let's see if we can finish her off here. Hey, look at that. So it worked. I knew I could do it. All right, push this guy out of the way. And I need to get a Schrader valve. Sorry for leaning in front of you. Sorry if there's some noise in the background. That's the heater running. It's 29 in Oregon. Well, in Oregon where I am, in Albany, centrally, which is kind of cold for us. The shop's a little cold, so I'm just warming it up. All right, so this unit came with an airline. So I put that on there. Now when this thing pops, another thing, don't have your fingers in here. You know, keep them out here. So I've got a pedal that controls that airline. There we go. That's the bottom bead and the top bead. So let me get this aired up and then I'll get back with you when I got it on the balance machine. All right, so I got it on the balance machine. I'll show you that. The starts out is you gotta pick the right hub. This machine came with 4 separate hubs, and this is just going, you know, in the center of the wheel, and that's how it centers it. So I've got. This is the smallest one, and I've got kind of a one step up from that, and the one step up from that, and I'm using that one, and then there's a really big one for doing big wheels, I guess. So let me show you what I got going on here. All right, so we got the wheel and tire on here. So I've got, you can't really see the hub that I use. It's inside, it's down in here. It goes on first, and then you put this big collar on here, and then you put this little locking guy, and it's got a little thing here where you can release the threads and pull it off, but I don't want to do that. I got it tight on there. So it's on there. So what I need to do is turn the machine on. Sorry, the sun's coming in right now, which is good but bad. So then I need to measure how far away the wheel is from the machine. So that says it's like 15. And I don't know if you can see if it's focusing or not. I don't think it's focusing. Maybe get a little closer. A little closer. Oh wait. Hey, look at that. It's focusing. Kinda. So anyhow, so it's 15 1/4. I don't think I can do 1/4 on the machine, and so I just do 15. So the first one shows A and shows the lip of the rim. So I want to go up to 15. Now I'm going to jump to the bottom one because I know that these are 15s, right? I know that? No, they're 16s. They're 15s. Yeah, you can't see it, but it says 15 right there. So it's a 15 also. So I'm going to jump to that one because it's easier to do when I'm holding the camera. 15 also. All right, so now I got to measure the wheel. I got to use this little guy. Measures the wheel width. See if I can kind of hold the camera with my legs maybe while yeah, that kind of works. So put this on the inside of the rim, edge of the rim. Then you guys can't see it, but there you can. It says 8.5. Put that guy back. So that would be B, because you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Here you can see it. 8.5. So then I go 8. Whoop. 8.5. All right. Now they're all set. There we go. So I'm going to hit. I give it a little spin because I've watched guys do this since I was a little kid. You don't know if you have to, but I'm going to give it a little spin to help it. Start it. Now that noise is just the way this wheel is built, it's got two pieces of thin steel that clamp together. Well, there's just there's a like a spacer inside. So if you, let me get below the, so if you, when you crush it together, it doesn't just pancake it. That's just the wheel noise. That's not a normal thing. So if you can see, it says 1.5 and 1.5. So that is ounces. Now I got these wheel weights here, and that is a 1.5 ounce. But either they're the wrong style for this wheel, or they're poor designed, or I'm a knucklehead, I can't get these to go on. So I've got a different style, but I don't have 1 ounce by itself. So what I have to do is I have to take, if I can find the white one. So here is, there's a 1/2 ounce, and that's my 7 here, and here's my 1 ouncers. So I have to put 2 on. Now it's calling for one on the outside and the inside. That's why a lot of reasons they like the stick-on ones is you don't see it on the outside, and the sun is right in there, so I'm going to be all hunched over. I'm putting them on the inside and outside. I know it's not as attractive looking, got these nice chrome wheels, but I want them to be balanced. I want to see, you know, if this little Ranger can drive really, really smooth. So anyhow, so let's get these on. So I don't know if you can see, you can't really see, so let's spin this around just a teeny bit. So right over here, where it shows the 1/2 ounce and 1/2 ounce, this is the inside of the wheel. This is representing the outside of the wheel. So I just turn it till this lines up, or you know, whichever one I get to first. It's real exciting, like watching paint dry, balancing tire. Oh, there we go. So the outside one is right where it needs to be. So what I need to do is right straight above the shaft, I need to put on 1.5 ounces. So I'm gonna, like I said, I know normally people don't do it on the outsides on chrome wheels. You know, if you've got an old school steel wheel, you know, with hubcaps or something, people do it. But I'm doing it because I just want to see if I can get them balanced as good as I can. So those go on really easy. The little ones are hard to do because they're hard to hold. Let's get a little closer to that other one. They're hard to hold and not hit your finger. So let me get another 1 ouncer. It's a 1 ounce, and is that a 1/2 ounce there? 1/2 ounce there. So now I got the outside. I mean, it's outside. Yeah, I got. Oh. So there's the inside. Like I said, and I just kind of set it up in the lip. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it at all. Oh yeah, you kind of see what I'm doing here. I can't see the camera very well. Anyway, just try to go straight above it best you can. Now, since I'm doing 2, you got to kind of, you know, split the difference. There we go. All right, so let's try this again. Now, if I get pretty darn close, I'll probably call it good. Let me move the camera. All right, now we got the wheel weights on. We're going to run it again and see how it looks. And voila, 0, 0. So if you guys can see that or not, the sun is right in light. Yep, there you go. You can see it. 0, 0. I'm still learning. Any comments, you know, tips, tricks for doing this? Like I said, a lot of guys don't. A lot of people don't put the weights on the outside because it's not good looking. So I figured if I'm maybe not dead on, it's still gonna be better than not having anything on there at all. You know, if I was doing like a high performance vet or you know, Mustang or some big crazy car, I'd probably, well, I'm definitely gonna start doing stick on weight with those things so I can get a little bit better, you know, a little bit better balance maybe, I don't know. Anyhow, I'm rambling. All right, let's get back to the Ranger.